Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to talk about how I like to compose my music, my ideas, and what I think about when I'm doing it. So, let's get started. First of all, if you got a C scale, back up a little, and you number it, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. You're taking the numbers of each note of the scale. That's 1, D's 2, E's 3, F is 4, G is 5, A is 6, B 7, and then you're back to your octave. You number them. So if you take a 2-5-1, which is a jazz progression, to get the arpeggio, you're skipping every other note. So if you start on D, skip to E and go to F, skip to F, go to A, and then skip to B and go back to C, the octave. That's your D minor arpeggio. So what I do, take those notes and I find the chords. So that's D, F, A, and C. You got D, C, and F right here. You can play those notes in any order, and it's still going to be D minor. If you play F, D, and A, that's still D minor. F's in the bass, but it's still a D minor. So I'll take and play these chords. 2, and then I'm going to play a 2-5-1, which is D minor, G7, C major, and I loop them. So I got them looped in here. I like to put effects on the chords to give it some contrast, So that's just D minor, G7, C major twice. Again, like I'll play with it. Okay, so you got those chords, and I'll play a bass line. I'm just playing the basic arpeggios. D minor, G7, C major twice. So it's important that you go through your scale and you learn your triads and your sevenths. You can start with triads, D, F, and A, to G, 7, or G, triad to C. Then you can add the 7 in. Now, one thing like the minor shape, if you got 4 fingers, you span 4 frets. On the second string, you're playing on the 5th fret to your 4th finger, your pinky. That's the 8th fret. To use your 3rd finger, like that, to play the A on your D string, your 3rd string. That's the common minor shape, right? And then your 7's up here on the C, which is straight across. You can bar that like that. That's your common minor shape. And your common major shape, a triad, 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, 1st finger, 2nd fret, 2nd string, 4th finger, 5th fret, 2nd string. That's your common major shape. That's a G major. When you go to an A major, if you start on A and you play that shape, triad shape, that's your A major. You go on B, so on. Never changes. You use that for the rest of your life. And then just add on the next note, like I said, G, B, D, skip the E, and go to F. That's your G7. That's got a flat 7. And then you go to your C, and that's the same shape as the G, except the 7's not flat. C, E, G, and B. And then for a bass line, I'm just playing the arpeggios. So I got the chords, and then I got these arpeggios. I done recorded it. Twice on the C. Again, that's 2-5-1, D minor, 7 to G7, blues chord. It's a C major, right? So, to play a solo now, all you gotta do is incredibly simple. Take them arpeggios that you learned up here, play them down here. You practice that. But I'm going to play a D right here also. You got a D minor right here, starting on the 10, with that minor shape. Again, you can bar. I don't usually bar. Got your G7 here. Then you got your C right here, or right here. You gotta learn this stuff everywhere. Repeating patterns. That's your whole C arpeggio. Same shape as the one up here, but with an octave added. Keep going up. I'll tell you now, ain't anybody tell you this stuff's easy. It's not. You gotta put the time in. You gotta go through the triads. You gotta learn the notes. I mean, it depends on how good you want to be. If you want to be good, you're not just gonna wake up good. You gotta study. So you gotta learn them triads. DFA, 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 all over. And then FAD, all orders. If you start on the lowest note, D, F, and A, that's your F is your lowest note, and you can run that. F, A, D, F, A, D, F, A, D. So you want to practice that, running them arpeggios. But anyways, you can play a simple solo in one position though, if you get these basic shapes down and you move them up here. You practice them straight up first, and then you can start mixing it up. I'm going to jam a little bit over top. I'm going to start off playing them straight up and down, and then I'm going to mix it up a little bit, and I'm going to be moving around probably, but Here we go. I'll call it out. D minor coming up. G, C, twice. Mix it up. G, C. Shit, my bad. Start over. We'll start on D minor right here and run it up. G, C, C, D minor, G, C, C, D minor, G, C, straight, D minor, G7, C, C, D minor, G7, C, C. Now I'm going to improvise. D minor, G, C, and all that was mixing up them straight arpeggios. Takes practice, but you just start with the basic triads and you build on it. And if you don't have a loop pedal, you can get online and you can find the same chords I just played. I want to get backing tracks and stuff, but I just don't know how to do it yet. And graphics and all that, I've asked around. I tried to buy some graphics, and then they tell you can't use them online. So I'm trying to figure all that. I guess I can make my own and all that. I just got to do it. But anyways, that progression I played. G7 to C. It's a common, very common. You can find backing tracks online that will have the same type of rhythm, same chords. Takes a little bit to get to hear in the chord progression and the differences. That's why it's important to study each triad individually. And you don't have to play 3 chords. You can start with 1 chord. You can do a D minor. Let me show you here. I've got old videos on this if y'all want to check them out. But I'll do it again here. You take that D minor. I'm just gonna play it 4 times or something. Then you do the same thing, put your 7 on top. If you want, or you can play a D to an A. you just practice the D minor over top of that. See why I use effects? When you have two bass lines and they're the same, there's no contrast. That's how I started using effects. It wasn't to be different. It was because I couldn't hear the differences. I started bleeding. So you put a little chorus on, little distortion. D minor, arpeggio. E, F, A, C, back down. E, F, A, C, A, F, B, D, F, you know. Got a song going. Playing D minor, arpeggio, different orders and stuff. So you got a little song going. One chord, you can make a song out of one chord. Let me say one more thing. A chord, I keep saying chord. A chord and arpeggio are the same thing. A chord is just all the notes of an arpeggio played at once. So this is D, F, and C. You know, I was just playing the individual notes. D, F, except I'm using the A in my arpeggio. So the mystery is revealed. That's all you gotta do. Put chords down, put an arpeggio behind it, and then practice the arpeggio an octave up and across the neck, and you got a song. And then you just put two chords together, and then you put three chords together, and so on. And learn each one as you go, and it will never be difficult if you put time. If you break it down, if you try to do all three at once, then that's can be overcomplicated. You break it down like I just done here, and then you add your second chord in, third chord in. You also have three different songs or little things, and you'll get the sound of the chords in your head, and then you put all three together, and then you can add a fourth one, a fifth one, and so on. You just go up. Just keep it simple. So that's today's lesson on how I compose, and hopefully gives you all some ideas to practice on. I highly encourage a looper, and or some kind of backing track. You can buy a cheap looper. You don't need a fancy one. You don't need effects to practice, but you can get I got an expensive Line 6 pedal, but you can use these type of chorus pedals. It doesn't matter. You don't need all that stuff, and it's fun to have. And then I got little compressors and stuff. Just from years of laying, you accumulate stuff. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Hopefully I helped some people out. Thanks for subscribing. And I'll be on live. And I use this information every day. You know, I write my songs how I just showed you. And then I just improvise and add to them. Add parts to them, add effects to them, make it interesting, you know. But it's a simple process. A lot of my stuff's not that complicated, you know. You just got to be creative with it. And you get that as you go along. But the important thing is get those triads down and break them down one at a time, and you'll have no problems. I'll post some more videos. I'm trying to get better at making videos. So if there's anything y'all want to learn, just let me know, and I'll try and teach it. I'm not the best player. I'm not the best teacher. I can show you what I know and how I do it, but I'm no professional. But I think I got a lot of knowledge. I can definitely teach with somebody in front of me, because I can watch them and I can tell them, show them what to do. But it's a little different teaching on the internet, you know, because you can't see where people are, what they understand, what they don't understand. But if you got questions, comments, you can comment on my video. You can come on my live streams. I'm on live like 3 times a day, and I don't mind answering questions at all. It doesn't bother me at all, you know. So just ask. I appreciate the subscribers, the support, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you.